So how do you manage a neurodiverse colleague? Firstly, setting goals and planning. That's quite a key thing to do. But bear in mind that each individual has their own 100% potential. And with that in mind, all goals should be realistic. And that adjustment should be made for everyone's own 100%. Be aware though that the person agreeing and overstretching to try and compensate for their condition, because that will affect their well-being and also the end goal too. People with ADHD, for example, need a framework to start building an action plan. And we work better in short sprints rather than a marathon. People with ADHD also work better closer to a shorter deadline than a longer date too. When communicating, be mindful of a person's specific condition. For example, with autism spectrum condition, many take what you said literally. So you need to ensure that you're extremely clear on your request and also clarify your understanding of their served action to you, as well as vice versa. Never ask for a capability question, always give a clear, make sure it's an instruction rather than, can you do this? Say, do this. Now, delegating. It doesn't matter about the condition. Any neurodivergent person will certainly consider taking on a piece of work as long as other deadlines are then compensated for, or those tasks delegated to others. Ensure tasks served and received are done so with clarity of expectations, and always ensure what is expected of them. When it comes to giving daily and weekly feedback, that's always a positive thing. People who are neurodiverse need and like to hear how well they're doing on a more frequent basis than their neurotypical peers. And as we want to know where improvements are required too. We want to do the job well, so speak to us and get us, chat with us. Obviously in a diplomatic way, sandwich one not so good appraisal, for example, between two good points that they've done really well. Obviously it needs to be done objectively with agreed boundaries. And for those with autism spectrum condition, expectations do need to be set out clearly and early. Now, all colleagues need motivating, but those with neurodiverse conditions especially so. So to keep a person on task and motivated, they need to feel trust between colleagues and line managers. And so a frequent check-in is essential, especially for those with ADHD again. We need to, if you're still interested in that task, we will be. If you're not, we'll drift off and go do something else. People with ADHD and ASD, we need that constant regular feedback, and we thrive on it. It's water the sunflower with feedback, that's it. By empowering that neurodivergent person, you'll be including them, and this will include motivation too. Now, when it comes to performance reviews, when considering what is expected of a person with a neurodivergent condition, you of course need to know how to review them, and you need to do that objectively rather than subjectively. And that's very, very key. So that's where you can put the adjustments in place as well. Remember that everybody has their own 100% potential, depending on the task and context. And so you need to have an audit to ensure that you're making the right reasonable adjustments to account for that disability.